I am so fired up to be able to welcome up to this stage. So get on your feet for John Crow III. Bring him up.
Let's go. Let's freaking go, baby. Let's go.
Thank you.
Here, take it.
Yes, thank you. All right. So I'm gonna be fast. Thank you all. You guys are awesome. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody. So my goal, either I'm going to get through the notes and just have an abrupt stop. My goal is to finish the notes before the clock ends. Okay, so that's the goal here. But first and foremost, guys, just thank the leadership. Continue to show that deep appreciation. I do not take this lightly to be put on the schedule and have the honor to hold a microphone and just pour into you all. We were on a Zoom planning session a couple nights ago, and I always get giddy. I always get excited. When Colonel Coley texts me and asks me if I can jump on and just be present. Something I learned early on was the dream is going to drive you, but the team draws you. And coming here, early before things started, there was a prayer huddle, and just praying before the things got kicked off today. And I want you guys to experience that, and I hope that you feel that draw to just be with the leadership. I don't care what we're doing, so long as we're just hanging out, so long as we're together, And so, thank you all, okay, very, very much. And I know Raul and Christina have been thanked again for all they do behind the scenes, but it's just the whole leadership. Just appreciate you all big time. So, the theme is Dream, Struggle, Victory, okay? And I'm going to start out with the dream a little bit. I love what Jordan Keller made a statement once. It was incredible. He said, people don't have a discipline problem, they have a dream problem. Because when you have the dream, you're going to develop the discipline that your dream demands, right? And so you've got to crystallize that why, as Dad always talks about. And I just wanted to kind of throw some things out there. I've been down in Florida for just about a month, a few days shy of a month down there, just spending incredible time with family. I could spend the whole, next 8 minutes telling you guys about how awesome the last month was, just with family, spending time with Dave and Kristen and all my nephews and nieces, 3-4 days down, Hutchinson Island area, going to USTA and watching Audrey just tear up her tennis tournaments. So many memories going back and forth between Hutchinson Island and Mom and Dad's place near, Narcoossee area, and Dave and Kristen's dream home. We had Christmas dinner at their place that night, Christmas night. Just so many memories. But I remember even going back to May to be able to go down there, and I got a text. They were on Peter Island, and Dad had dislocated his hip. You guys heard that story. And one of the dreams too was just to be able to, there's a point in me sharing this with you guys, just to be able to prolong the stay. There was no need to get back, so I just stayed down the whole month of May to be able to be there to help family, however was needed. Who would love to be able to just, give back? Dexter Yeager used to say the secret of living is giving. One of the cool things too, I sent out an app message about this, but Dad and I, Dad wanted to get raw honey, one day while I was down there. So we found this store, we went to it, and there was a young couple that walked in, and military couple. He was about to be deployed, newlyweds. She was, pregnant, about to give birth and everything else. And they were just making a haul, right? They got so many things. And Dad just told the lady behind the counter, said, hey, look, let us pay for this. Dad's like, let me pay for this, not us. Let us, meaning Mom and Dad, pay for this. And what was so cool, like the lady behind the counter she was so emotionally moved by that, and the couple didn't know what to do. But that's a little thing. They probably wouldn't want me to share that again from stage, but I had to send out that app message. Just think beyond yourself, okay? There's so much yes, we need to take care of our own needs. I love it you guys were talking about no food budget. I know Hidalgo and I would talk about that a lot, Who would love to just eat healthier? That's not cheap, right? To eat truly healthy, right? No food budget. What about just, we're coming off of the holidays. You come across something really cool that you were like, man, so-and-so would love this. And you can just get it and put it away, and so you can bless them at a later date. Just again, that 100 reasons why, make a dream list. What about all your bills on auto pay, right? Tithing, blessing people. We're blessed to be a blessing. There's so many dreams that we could talk about, okay? But let me get kind of to the self-image portion, because that dream, struggle, victory, you're never going to dream beyond your self-image. Something my mentor, my dad taught me early on is the purity of purpose in this business. What we do is we grow other people. The purity of purpose is to develop others, to grow others. But it's so important that we grow ourselves, develop ourselves, so we're putting so much good in that we have a lot to pour into other people. And the purity of purpose, again, is, man, go build people. You build people, and they're go build their enterprises, their businesses. The whole purpose of this is put on so that we all have a winning atmosphere that we can come into and grow and get what we need to elevate our thinking and then go do and apply, you know? And so again, your self-image, man, it's the way you see yourself, okay? I'm just going to kind of go through the notes here. But again, it's not just how you see yourself, how you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself. You're never going to perform at a level beyond your self-image. The purpose of the 9 core steps, have you guys ever thought about that? I heard a double diamond say this, the 9 core habits, the 9 steps, that anybody who's hit the top of the bonus scale and gone beyond that, one of the things they all have in common, they go, you know what? They've committed to the 9 core steps. They've made those 9 steps into a habit, right? And the purpose of the 9 core steps is to strengthen, to increase the self-image, to strengthen the self-image, you know? I love how Marcus talked about what's that next version of yourself, right? It's becoming who you really are, all right? 3 major aspects of the self-image. And again, this is important when we talk about dream, struggle, victory. Some of you guys don't know this, some of you guys do, but man, the stage terrified me. I would hide in the restroom before meetings and everything else. So I don't know where everybody is at in here. Maybe your self-image is rock solid, awesome, but man, you can always improve. You can always improve yourself. Dave Severance said your business will never outgrow your self-image. Again, you're not going to dream beyond your self-image. That's why we're talking about this. Number 1, appearance. You know, it's true. Take care of yourself. Look sharp. Dress the part, right? Dress at the level that you want to be at. You know, performance, importance, right? Act like the person you conceive yourself to be. Your behavior is always consistent with the image you hold of yourself. And I said this, that your business will never outgrow your self-image. 30% of all input comes from out there, and 99% of it is negative. Nowadays, with social media and everything else, man, we're bombarded by negativity. And one of Mom and Dad's secrets they always teach is, man, block it. Block the negative. You know, the more positive you have in, the more positive your self-image. Okay? So important to protect your mind and guard your heart. 70% of the time we spend is with ourselves. That internal dialogue, right? If you talk to one of your friends the way you talk to yourself, would they still be a friend? You're either your best friend or your worst enemy. And I'm going to encourage you guys this year, man, master that self-talk and that internal dialogue. The purpose of the 9 core steps, we talked about that. A couple other quick thoughts here. The T equation. This was a life changer when Dad taught me this. The T equation, he talks about your self-image is a subconscious summation to your life's victories and defeats, right? Wins or losses. Remember, if you lose, don't lose the lesson, right? There's no losing if you have the mindset of, man, I'm learning, and then you fail forward, okay? But the T equation, man, start recording your wins, right? And don't put anything in the loss column. Forget it. Take the lesson, learn from it, right? Apply it. But, man, start reminding yourself of the victories. That's going to increase your self-image, but it also puts you in the action mode because you want to write down more and more wins, all right? Let's see. 5 quick steps changing your self-image, right? Realize that the image you have of yourself was made in error. You can change it. Number 2, because it has been made in error, it can't be changed. Number 3, decide who it is that you want to be. Number 4, write it down. If you don't write it down, you know, it's just a wish. It's just a fantasy. But when you write it down, there's power when pen goes to paper. All right? Spend time with that image every day. Your association, it was named because we realize the importance of association. Where we're going to be in 5 years depends on the books we read, the people we associate with. So start spending time in your own mind with the person that you want to be. Act like that person, like that couple, okay? And you can have a self-image individually, but also, how do you see you as a power couple? You know, that's powerful too. Let's see, read out loud to yourself, ideally in the mirror. Dad talks about how when you do that, you bypass the conscious mind and plant seeds right into the subconscious mind. You know, we become like those who we spend the most time with. Okay, 50 seconds. Life is not about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. This environment allows you to literally, again, create yourself and become who God created you to be. One of my favorite quotes is by Dexter Yeager. Who you are is God's gift to you. Who you become is your gift back to God. Okay? It is impossible to have a healthy self-image if you don't believe you're created. You know? So I'm going to use that to just kind of promote spring leadership real fast, okay? Because we talk about the self-image, but you find out your identity is in who created you. And you hear that truth, you know, at Spring Leadership, and you're going to get a ton of just incredible, I got to wrap up. So you guys are awesome. God bless. And yeah, there you go.
For the calendar year 2024, the average income from Amway for all U.S. registered IBOs at the Founders Platinum level and below was $723 before expenses. See http://www.amway.com/income-disclosure for details and the most up-to-date information. Earnings depend on many factors, including customer base, business experience, effort, dedication, and quality and performance of the downline sales team.